Upside, I save a ton of money, and I get an Amazon gift card worth $100, $200, even $300 free. It's so simple how they do it. Upside bundles my flight and hotel together for one low price. It saves so much money. I love that. I'm a frequent business traveler, so that's thousands of years for gift cards for me, and lots of savings for my company. Plus, I still get all my airline miles. I'm telling you, I love these guys. The first time I used Upside, surgery, I was back to living life again.
happening? That's very personal. Be sure to stop by Wilkins Camera. Taking your camera today and on Wednesday.
It's 9:49. We have traffic now with Chris Abraham, and we're back to them on 710 WOR.
All right, guys. 25 minutes inbound at the George Washington Bridge and Lincoln Tunnel. 10 to 15 at the Holland. Also, with parking in success today. Westchester bound past Seabridge delays half eastbound. However, there is a 45-mile-per-hour speed restriction because of high winds. Over to Long Island, there's a small car in North Southbourne on the Southern State Parkway eastbound near the Waterfront Parkway at 127. And watch out for a small car on the South Neck Bridge. Southbound at 15 southbound parkway northbound at the LIT and South Parkway eastbound at Springfield Boulevard exit 22. In New Jersey, 9W still shut down northbound at Hollywood Avenue and Englewood Cliffs. This report brought to you by Staples. Staples is all you need for your business at low prices with paper and controller, even office furniture and technology. Right now, buy two double free on all 10 written pages of paper in store only plus tax where applicable and Staples first. See store at Staples.com for details. Our next traffic update is 16 now. Let's Staples to WOR weather channel forecast.
All the weather now settling in with the 3 dozen high calls. That will be the low 30s. So all of them stuck in the center with late high street. It's a week for us where we got 40+ miles an hour. Right to the 15 for the suburbs, still quite breezy. Sunny tomorrow, 43. Early 36, and that will go along. Maybe on the straight thing. Okay, let's show a little today. Of course, we can see the man charged in the death of an EMT run. He is under fire against a 1-year-old child on Staten Island. And it doesn't look like Republicans have been able to pass that health care plan yet. Because of and then up to a lot. Peptide, customized stem cell technology that hallucinates cells, rid of the bags, and it works right away. Results in 12 hours, absolutely guaranteed, or your money back. Men, women have been using Genucell and getting excellent results. Clears up the bags, the buckets, and the effects will see results in the first 12 hours, or your money back. Call now and save on Genucell Spring Clearance Event. Order Genucell now for 3 months supply with your order. Call 800-525-4971. 800-525-4971. Call right now, and shipping is also free. Call 800-525-4971. 800-525-4971.
For more information about contests on WOR, go to WOR710.com/rules.
Do you need windows? Renewal by Anderson's 31-day sale ends March 31st.
WOR and WAXQ HD2 New York. Len Vernon and Todd Schmidt in the morning.
On 710 WOR.
554 on the button. Lem, let's make this the most successful award-winning segment of the day.
That means you want me to start it, right?
No, I want you to go search Twitter pretty quickly and Trump response to the public awards segment.
One tweet in the last 20 hours.
Yeah.
All he said was big paper healthcare working hard.
I was waiting for Schwarzenegger to be attacked. Schwarzenegger, so the Alice numbers came out to show only a 37%. But if you Schwarzenegger, just pray for Arnold if we can for those ratings. We're on tweet watch.
You know, they're having the hearings for the new Supreme Court judge. What percentage of U.S. voters can name one Supreme Court justice Congressman Anderson?
story right here.
All these New Yorkers, I know you should be happy to put this, you may know. If you're in a top tax bracket, a group of 80 people, including Group Soros,
What a great guy.
they have to picture a hack. They have to picture a hearing hack. Basically, you know, they want to support schools. They want to support schools, not roads, bridges, programs to help the poor and homeless.
First of all, there's had this war. You know what? How about this voluntarily language? The revenue arm of New York just voluntarily write a check. Write a check. I mean, you can afford it. Before we get out of here, remember the guy who was arrested at the White House at the checkpoint for saying he had a bomb in his truck? New stuff has come out from the arrest. Apparently, he also said that he had a heavy bag in the trunk of his car with an asteroid in it. I swear, this guy's out of his mind.
They take him right to the Bellevue. What do they do?
He is under observation, under health screening. And also he's in telepathic contact with Trump. These are all statements that he made. He has a mental health issue. 10 o'clock, so Robert next. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Len Berman and Todd in the morning at the New York and WOR, the voice of New York.
iHeart radio station.
35 degrees at 10 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Joe Biden. Jose Gonzalez will be in court today, charged with murder for the death of an EMT in the Bronx. Gonzalez allegedly ran over Yadira Arroyo with her own ambulance. A vigil was held last night for her son paying tribute to his mom.
All this support really does help, you know. We can't stop the inevitable, but what a candle can light 1,000 candles.
Fire Commissioner Daniel Nigro called the Royal a hero. The clock is ticking for Republicans. President Trump continuing a last-minute push, trying to win over those skeptical about that Republican health care plan.
President Trump's closing argument is simple. This is a pivotal moment for the Republican Party, and Thursday's vote on the health care overhaul is critical for the nation. The president sits down with more lawmakers today at the White House, still trying to lock down votes to get the bill across the finish line. But right now, the votes are not there to pass this in the House. Republican leaders in the White House are not publicly discussing what would happen if that doesn't change by Thursday. For now, there's no plan B. Aaron Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch back on Capitol Hill for a third day. Some Democrats now want his confirmation delayed because of the investigation into possible ties between the Trump campaign and Russia. District Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley called it ridiculous. Questions surrounding the death of a baby on Staten Island. Girl's parents apparently repeatedly investigated by Children's Services.
ACS comes under fire again after a 1-year-old is found unresponsive in her Staten Island home and declared dead at the hospital. The parents were investigated 7 times for neglected child abuse involving allegations of inadequate supervision and drug abuse. Cops were called to the home at least 6 times to respond to domestic violence complaints. There was reportedly no sign of trauma on the body of little Bianca Abdul when she was found in her crib yesterday, but her mother told cops she somehow tripped and hit her head on the coffee table. Alex Stockton, Rossini, 710 WOR.
A man surrendered to police after a deadly stabbing in Midtown yesterday. The suspect walked into the Times Square substation just after midnight saying he stabbed a 66-year-old man to death on Monday night. The two apparently got into an argument on 36th Street. In Brussels this morning, people are marking 1 year since a devastating terror attack. Marking the somber anniversary of the suicide attacks on the airport and subway, Belgium's King Philippe.
With countless victims around the world, you share this deep wounds caused by deadly madness.
32 people died and more than 300 were injured in the morning drive attack. Tom Rivers, ABC News, has a foreign death. The man, perhaps best known as host of The Gong Show, is dead of natural causes. Chuck Barris was 87 years old. He was also the creator of The Daily Game and The Newlywed Game. It is 10:03 in our News at 10, brought to you by Burton Accountants and Advisors, celebrating 100 years. Visit BurtonLLC.com. Let's check on our traffic. Here's Chris Abraham.
All right, so there's an accident 95 expressway northbound approach from exit 71 and 40, but once you pass that, there's also an accident in the process of being cleared away inbound to Upper Deck towards Washington Bridge near the New Jersey Tower. That's a 25-minute delay, 15 at the lowest, at 20 at the Lincoln, 10 at the Holland, alternate side parking is the second place. And quick into the west, and 160 Street, South Shuts down the left lane, and watch out for a stalled tractor trailer in Brooklyn on the HEB westbound after the Brooklyn Bridge. Continuous servicing 9W still shut down northbound near Hollywood Avenue and Englewood Cliffs because of the downstream slipping hole. The right lane also closed from the southbound side. This report brought to you by Powerball Power Crew from the New York Lottery. Powerball takes into a chance to win a 5-night World Cup cruise for two. The top forecast prices of $150,000. Enter all eligible Powerball tickets to the New York Lottery Players Club today and March 26th. That's WOR traffic.
It's got 10:04 in just a moment on Wall Street and the weather.
I'm Trina Webster.
And I'm Dan Webster, founders of Be Quiet. Let me be honest, I snore.
Yeah, he did. Crazy loud.
I was forced to sleep on the couch most nights.
Dan tried everything, including surgery to solve the snoring problem.
Nothing worked.
So he turned to experts and created a solution that's a total game changer. A mouthpiece called Be Quiet.
Not just any mouthpiece, one that gently opens the airway where the snoring happens to come back. It's based on the same technology as treatments costing thousands of dollars.
It allows natural jaw movement so you can talk, breathe normally, and best of all, sleep comfortably without making a sound.
And what's really cool is that it couldn't be easier. Pop it in before you go to sleep. Kick snoring out of bed.
So you can sleep quiet.
With Be Quiet. Be Quiet fits both men and women. Try it risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95. Go to getbequiet.com or text LIKE to 911. Go to getbequiet.com or text LIKE to 911.
Sunshine and forecast at 37. Going to be here through the afternoon. Clear cold to low 22. Sunshine for tomorrow with 44 on high. Some rain chances on Friday, low high near 50. Clouds on Saturday, mild temperatures, high 60. For your weather channel on 710 WOR. This will be just talking about grasshoppers on the north. On the go, created grasshoppers against the north phone system. It all features the phone system and the cell phone with the mobile app. See how it works at grasshopper.com. Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. Wall Street stocks are still lower. They're only trading here. The Dow Jones is up 64 points. S&P over 4, but the NASDAQ is higher by 2. Our news, our next update at 10:30. Breaking news at once. I'm Joe Bartlett on 710 WOR, NBC News Radio Station.
On the voice of 710 WOR.
Underway, now vote has announced. We'll go over the candidate. He's got a shot. He may get the place. We'll talk about it. We'll get to a terrorist right like Al-Qaeda was back in the blow of planes. It looks like that may have been stopped. We'll get to that. We'll get to Chuck Barris. You got to hear from that. I think you'll like it. The healthcare vote is tomorrow in the House, right? And it's put everybody in a tough position because nobody likes this Ryan Care bill. It's just Obama light. And Trump had all the right ideas about what needed to be done to fix Obamacare. The idea of having such a program. It's a good idea. I mean, it's well-intentioned. It'd be great to do this, but you got to have the right program. And it wasn't. Obamacare was a disaster for many families. They were paying $200 a month. Now they're paying $1,300 a month. About to pay $1,700. So you need to do something. Trump had all the right ideas, and then suddenly this worry. Paul Ryan shows up in the middle of all this. But this Ryan here, this Paul Ryan is like a Republican Chuck Schumer. Total weasel. Doesn't look like he has a sincere corpuscle in his body. I mean, just phony, fake-looking politician. So what is Trump doing here? I mean, he's not going to come in, just throw in some reforms to fix the whole system. it's going to be in waves. Take 2, 3, 4 phases to get it done. So maybe he's just letting this get done. If it passes the House tomorrow, that's not it.
I think he just needs this thing to be approved. He doesn't really care what's in it at the moment.
No.
You can't have it defeated.
Yeah, well, there may be a political purpose. Get this in, and he's got the backups ready to go. You know, now, everybody in Washington, Trump friends, everybody is saying, why did he start with this? You start with the tax reform. That's a no-brainer. That's the easiest thing in the world. Just get the taxes to where they're supposed to be. We shouldn't have corporate tax 3 times higher than any country in the world. It drives business away. Stuff like that. It's easy. Everybody agrees to go get it passed. Why didn't he start with the easy one? You save the health care for last. But that's Trump. That's the way guys like Trump are. That's how they got to be guys like Trump.
They go the hardest one first.
They take the biggest one first. They love problems. The bigger the problem, the more they love it. It's another chance to prove themselves. They love problems.
Well, this is a good one for him.
Yeah.
He may not get it through the House, and he's, at the moment, certainly not getting it through the Senate.
I'm just telling you. You ever say, well, how do guys like that get to be guys like that? It's because they run right into it. They go charging right into it. They don't even blink. They don't even think twice. Yeah, we make our to-do list. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do these 7 things. You write them down. And the next day, maybe you did one.
Yeah, exactly.
And you say, I'm not only going to write this to-do list, I'm going to get an app where I put it on there, and it sends me reminders. And then you never do that.
Yeah.
Because guys like Trump, they don't need a to-do list. You couldn't stop them from doing it. They leap out of bed to get it done. You know when you see he's tweeting at 3 in the morning? That's because he woke up in the middle of the night to get something done. And that's not enough. Let me tweet too. That's the way. That's what guys like that are guys like that. So, well, we'll see what happens. We'll talk about this a little later. We'll go over the problems with this health care and all of that. He was up in Capitol Hill yesterday, kind of warning those guys. You see, it's he does this, and all presidents. You're really nice to them. You invite them over to a private dinner at the White House. They have a bowling alley there. He's been doing bowling parties. You take them to lunch, dinner, you woo them, and then you threaten. You woo them, then threaten them, back and forth. Carrot, stick, that's the way it's done. And so he's been doing that. Yesterday he was up there at Capitol Hill threatening whoever goes against us, he may have to campaign against you. Now, remember, if he gets this done, if he gets tax reform, if he gets that wall, if he gets a few wins in the column by the end of the year, he's going to be a very, very popular guy. But doesn't get any victories, no matter what kind of personality he's got, he's not going to be a popular guy. You got to get, listen, he's got the greatest personality, he's the greatest salesman, the greatest winner you've ever seen. But if you don't get the score on the scoreboard by the end of the year, forget it. None of that matters. So we'll see by the end of the year. I think Gorsuch sailed through the Supreme Court nominee. Pretty impressive guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he was.
I mean, I'm not saying you want to spend a night with this guy. It's very impressive. Well, sometimes the guy's impressive because he tough guy come on the Tonight Show. You never heard of, boy, is this guy funny? Wow, is this guy interesting? And you can't wait to Google him and order his book. And I mean, Gorsuch, you just want to fall asleep, but it's very impressive.
Perfect for the Supreme Court.
One of these guys that doesn't lose their temper, doesn't get mad, doesn't give sarcastic answers. It's Al Frank. You just want to slap him. He's just a wormy, weaselly little beaver gnawing at your leg. You just want to kick him away. But these guys like this Gorsuch, I can't do that. You could probably do that. I can't keep my cool. Yeah, you just want to make fun of them, make a joke, and tell them off. But this Al Frank is just gnawing away at him.
We've been talking about this case. Don't you know, again, it's the fight with
There's some specific case. You see, when you testify, there's rules for the nominees. They train you. They have like a whole training course. Don't discuss a specific case. Never say how you'd rule in a specific case. You're not supposed to do that. I can't give you test cases. Franken knows this. You're not supposed to give any political answers of any kind. Franken knows this, but Franken thinks he's the most brilliant guy in the world. He thinks he could bring up a certain case that you have to answer. It's such a tricky, loaded question. There's no way you can't answer.
you would have done. You haven't thought about for a second what you would have done in your case? I thought a lot about this case. Because what would you have done? I totally empathize. I'm asking you a question. Please answer questions. Sir, I don't know. I wasn't in the man's shoes.
But I had a glass of water. You should have gotten up, thrown that water right in Franken's face. There's a case. I don't know. Nobody can even sit through this. Franken tells the story for 25 minutes. Do you know this case?
Yeah.
The truck, you can't even, if I told you, you'd fall asleep right now.
But he was, Gorsuch was the only judge to vote against the truck driver.
Okay, there's a case where a guy got fired, and in the worst circumstance, you hear the whole poor story of what happened to this guy. But there's a principle of law where the company did have the right to fire him. Whatever the principle of law is, Gorsuch was absolutely right on it. But if you heard the story, you would start crying for the poor truck driver. But it's a freak case that could never happen to another human being in the world. It's a 1 in a million year freak case. So you can't overturn a law just for this one thing. It'll never happen again. But Frank and what wouldn't let up was Gorsuch answer the question, why did you vote that way? I mean, simply, he was following the Constitution and the law. I understand why I know what he would have done. Okay, I tell you what I would have done. I would have done exactly what he did. I understand. I think everybody here would have done exactly what he did. There was no we're just trying to get 25 minutes to explain the case. You decided that they had the right to fire him. Even though this law says he may not. That's a funny voice, isn't he?
Yeah, I know.
Like a slurry. Now tell me if he's drunk. You think he's a little drunk here?
Charge an employee who refuses to operate a vehicle because
A little more slurring.
Kind of talks like that all the time.
Damn whiny little bit. A little slurring to him here. You know, they had a long lunch. There was a lot of slurring here.
he did operate the vehicle. Is that right? That's how you decided, right?
That's the gist of it. That's annoying. Usually,
Well, no, is that how you decided? That's what you decided.
There are a lot more words in the opinion, both in the majority by my colleagues and in dissent, and that I'm happy to agree with you. That's the gist of it.
Right. Well, that's what you said.
you can see why he failed on the radio for talk show. Remember, he had the here. Just didn't want to do that.
I'm asking you a question. Please answer questions.
That's just you want to make this an app and sell it. Whenever everybody's talking about it.
I'm asking you a question. Please answer questions.
That's why I love this course. Would you stay to the con? I got mad or make fun of them or nothing. You have to. Yeah, you have to.
I understand. Thank you. I don't mean to cut you off, but you know we have time.
You cut you off. I have to cut you off. What a war. Well, hey, it turns out that 30 major Democrats met with Russia last year, arranged by President Obama. 30 major Democrats met with the Russian officials, that ambassador. They're going to have it on Twitter, list of who they were. The secret private meetings with the Russians. 30 of the biggest Democratic names. I think Franken was one of them, too. So, what does that mean? That's nothing.
There is a difference because they are elected officials representing the United States versus a private citizen.
Well, Trump was mad with any
But Paul Manafort and some other
that's different. Manafort's a campaign director.
The private citizen trying to dictate public policy.
Well, he's a lobbyist.
But you can't represent policy change. You can't try.
But he has nothing to do with Trump. He worked at the Trump campaign for a campaign manager. That's for a month or two.
That was a long time.
Okay, wait.
Enough to have
Who
influence.
was Hillary's campaign manager?
Podesta.
Okay. Now let's just go over this. Manafort worked for a couple of months at the Trump campaign. And years ago, he worked for a Russian. These are these campaign managers. They go all over the world to make money that way. So years before the Trump campaign, he worked for a Russian. Podesta was a campaign manager. His family was currently taking a ton of money from Russia. His brother was getting $5 million from Russia to lobby with Podesta. Podesta's company got $35 million for Russia.
Yeah, there should be an investigation. Not survive, but fully agree.
Trump had one guy that worked there for 2 months who 10 years ago had known a Russian.
There are other connections.
What?
There are other connections.
Like what? Carter Page.
Yeah.
And Flynn.
Yeah, Flynn.
All he did was take phone calls from this Russian ambassador who met with all the Democrats.
You know what? The investigation may come back and find that what Podesta and the Democrats did was far more heinous than anything the Trump campaign
Well, I
did.
think one phone call is not as bad as taking $5 million and then taking $35 million for your company from Russia. And the $5 million Podesta's brother was for lobbying, was to get sanctions lifted. One guy who never met a Russian in all of this is Donald Trump. One guy who doesn't know any Russian. They did find surveillance in Trump Tower. There's a big Russian wealthy guy. He's a drug dealer, right? Drug cartel or something. He bought every apartment on the 51st floor. You know, they got some spectacular apartments.
You think that's what Trump meant when he talked about wiretaps?
No, he was referring to all the coverage during times that quoted the transcripts of the wiretaps of the 5th floor. Our 5th floor was the big campaign headquarters. They were quoting from the wiretaps transcripts of the conversations with Flynn, with others. So now it could be that the wiretaps were on the Russian people's phones, and that's how they got these other guys on it. But you're supposed to cover up the identity of the Americans. New York Times reports those transcripts went to the White House, and when it's an American involved in the conversation, it just says American citizen too, but they ain't covered up. Nobody got the names uncovered them out. Yes, after it got to the White House. So that's where the investigation, the leaker needs to be investigated. Don't worry, Comey is on the case. Right now, he's saying to somebody,
I'm going to ask you a question. Please answer a question. I'm going to ask you a question. Please answer a question.
the most annoying guy in the world. Hey, this Bo Beetle, you know, everybody knows Bo Beetle, he announced yesterday at City Hall that he's running for mayor. Right.
As an independent.
Well, he's running as a Democrat, but he misfiled some forms. Through some technicality, they were able to keep him off the Democratic ballot. He's going to be a big factor in this race.
Well, he tends to attract publicity. That's good. And he's colorful.
He's colorful, but you watch him talk, especially about the block, but he rattles off these talking points. Very effective.
Except really personal attacks.
They have a good line. As remember, other people will run. If John gets the TV, you get somebody else. Now you get these classy blue chip candidates. They can't get so personal. The role of Bo Beetle, he might bloody up the Blasio a little and bring him down a few. Because he'll say things that these guys can't. Yeah. So that can help. That can be a big help. You remember when Roger Perot got the race, he didn't even care about this. In fact, the last one, he just had a blood feud going. Bush Senior. He just wanted to mess him up so he damn given up so that Clinton could win. So Bo Beetle could play that role as a third party guy. He could have bloody up the Blasio enough to take him down. I think we need somebody else who would benefit from that. I don't see that person. Okay, but it's too early to say that or not show up. This Paul Nasty is the only one. See, I keep it clear. Yeah, keep it clear. He's very well a real estate guy. He's been running, but he's been a little mad. Yeah, it has been any time for not a politician. Your first time in any race, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. But he's pushing the envelope. Really, some of these mistakes he shouldn't have made. Hey, we've got lots of stuff to get to. We'll get to Chuck Barris. We'll get to all that. Hey, check out the webpage. There's a lot of great stuff up there. You know why a policeman always touches the taillight of your car when he approaches your car?
No.
When a cop pulls you over, you may never have noticed this. Cop pulls you over. As he's coming towards your car, he will always lean over and touch the taillight. There's a reason. We have that up on the webpage, and the answer is up there. Also, I just was curious about this. I went to find the very first TV commercial ever for the iPhone, the original iPhone 2008. How did they launch it? This was the first TV commercial. We got that up there. Also, watch this. George Carlin, really, he explains to liberals why you don't know what the hell you're talking about when it comes to climate change. Watch the very liberal George Carlin explain to you why you're nuts about climate change. Also, if you love the old Tonight Show, the old New York Tonight Show, I found this clip. This is a long lost. This has never been seen in a million years. Gene Rayburn was filling in that night. It was very funny. It was a very funny clip. Just a minute of something very funny to have. It's up on the go to 710WOR.com. Over to the Mark's page, 710WOR.com.
Usually we never, ever have a sale like this. But for just 2 more weeks, Renewal by Anderson replacement windows is having one of our biggest sales. I'm Larry Landis, the local owner of Renewal by Anderson. During our sale, save $325 on every window and $850 on every patio door. And we'll upgrade all your windows to our most energy-efficient Smart Sun glass, all with our instant product rewards. Call before March 31st to get our Smart Sun glass upgrade and save $325 on every window and $850 on every patio door with no money down, no payments, and no interest for years. year. It's renewal by Anderson's 31-day sale. But now there are just 2 weeks left with limited appointments available. Call 1-800-637-4747. 1-800-637-4747. That's 1-800-637-4747.
Offer not available in all areas. Conditions and restrictions apply. Call for license information.
Hey, if you have an elderly parent or a relative, somebody that you need to take care of at home, you want to hire somebody, well, that is very scary. You know, like find the right person, somebody you can trust in your home, and obviously somebody with real good experience and knows what they're doing and is caring and compassionate. Well, there's a really fine agency, the David York Home Health Care Agency. Now, this is a boutique agency, family-owned, and they've been doing this for many years. Give them a call. They find the very best home health care aides. They check them all out very carefully. Most of their people have been with them a long time, so they'll get somebody really good. And again, it's a family-owned business. They'll treat you like family. When you call, you're always going to reach the supervising nurse in charge. You can talk to the owner anytime you want. So if you're looking for somebody, give them a call. The David York Home Health Care Agency, 800-885-0808, 800-885-0808. It's the David York Home Health Care Agency, 800-885-0808.
I found a better way to buy travel. It's called Upside.com. I use it to save a ton of money and get an Amazon gift card worth $100, $200, even $300 free. Upside bundles my flights and hotels together for one low price, which saves so much money they give me a free Amazon gift card, which is great for business travelers. And right now, you can get a guaranteed $200 Amazon gift card free using the code RADIO. Save big on travel and get a big gift card every trip. That's Upside.com. Minimum purchase applies. See site for details.
This spring, while you're selling everything to pay down your debt, get rid of that old timeshare. You know, the one you've been paying increasing maintenance fees on year after year after year, the one you can't even afford to visit. My friends at Timeshare Exit Team are the people I trust to get you out, to remove that financial burden from your life once and for all. Timeshare Exit Team will get you out safely, legitimately, and forever, or you get every penny back. Visit timeshareexitteam.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry my pillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose.
Now, MyPillow has their 4-pack special for 50. That's 50% off. You get 2 premium MyPillows, 2 Go Anywhere travel pillows, 50% off. Use the promo code WOR. Call 800-651-0993, 800-651-0993, or go to MyPillow.com. Click the radio listeners 4-pack special. Remember, use the promo code WOR.
Hi, I'm Brian Scudamore from 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Honey, the magic is here.
Great! I can hardly wait!
Come on in, guys. Thanks.
We point at junk and it disappears, right?
You've obviously heard the radio ads, but those ads are true, aren't they? Point at something. Anything at all, even if it's outside, anything. That was fun.
I love this!
It's gone. All you have to do is point. I love this job. Me too. People are just so happy when their stuff disappears.
The house feels so much bigger!
Is there anything you'd like us to get from the attic?
Absolutely! Follow me!
How do you do that? We work until midnight, 7 days a week, so you never have to take off work to meet us. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com. iHeartRadio just got better with unlimited streaming music. Search and play any song from iHeartRadio's library of billions of tracks. Create playlists of your favorite music. Download your playlist and listen offline. That's right. Start your free 30-day trial now at iHeartRadio.com or open the app. Free radio and unlimited music all in one. That's iHeartRadio. Your morning reboot. Top headlines plus traffic and weather every 10 minutes.
So you can make it to work on time?
No heavy breath.
The WOR First Morning News with Joe Bartlett. 5 till 6 weekday morning, right before Len Berman and Todd Schmidt in the morning on 710 WOR.
Mark Simone.
On the Voice of New York.
710 WOR.
Well, we'll take the calls. 800-321-0710 is the number. 800-321-0710. Chuck Barris died. He was a very nice guy. Chuck Barris, big TV producer, The Gong Show, The Newlywed Game, Dating Game. What was that? There was a couple other ones. So there was around the Gong Show. I'm trying to come up with Dating Game, of course, in the 60s. Like revolutionary, cutting-edge TV. Chuck Barris. He wrote a couple of songs, too. Remember Freddie Cannon, Palisades Park? He actually wrote that song, and he wrote one of the theme songs and stuff. Chuck Barris. Remember he went around telling everybody he was in the CIA? Didn't he even write a book about that? Yes, he said he was an assassin. Yeah, he was a CIA assassin. If you want somebody's kneecap shot off, he was perfect. He was like 5'1". But of course, you never know. You ever see real CIA agents? Yeah. They don't look like James Bond. They all look like E. Howard Hunt. You remember him? Yeah, they all look like the dreariest looking. Right, you're not supposed to recognize them, right? Yeah, they look like the traffic people. Well, let's go to Bob in Elmont. Hey, Bob.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good.
Do you know that everyone's business with this Russian Trump thing, you know?
But there is no Russian Trump.
Why? You know, what's funny, last night, you brought up a good point. You know what? Trump is being surveilled because there's an investigation going on for 7 months. There's Trump, because he was being surveilled. There's an investigation going on.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Although you could use it the other way. Comey says there's absolutely no surveillance ever of Trump, but we've been investigating for 8 months. Well, what kind of investigation is it then with no surveillance? Again, 30 major Democrats secretly met with the Russians last year. Obama arranged the meeting. Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, family taking multi-millions from the Russians. The only guy that never met a Russian was Donald Trump. But there's hearings going on. Let's go to Diane in Brooklyn. Hey, Diane.
Yeah, you gotta see, maybe you have already, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. It's an amazing movie with Sam Rockwell, one of my favorite actors, playing, what's his name that just died?
Chuck Barris?
Yeah, oh, it's amazing. It's perfect.
Oh, that's Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. That's Chuck Barris's book.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, gotta see it. It's brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah.
Well, I don't like being forced like this. I have to see it.
That was really good. He is an amazing actor.
Okay, but it's an old movie, right? Where would I see it? Like on Netflix?
Netflix.
Okay, sounds good. I'll actually go watch it. Hey, speaking of which, there's a bunch of TV series coming out that you're going to love. First, there's a new series called There's Johnny. It's about the Tonight Show. And Tony Danza's on it yesterday. He's going to play Freddie DeCordova, the producer. And it's Paul Reiser and the other guy who wrote Mad About You with him. But you remember the Larry Sanders Show? This is different. This is going to really go into the real Carson. There's some very dark stuff in this. Apparently the guy partnered up with Carson Productions to get all the old footage and they're going to integrate it all. It's going to be a very realistic look at Johnny Carson and the Tonight Show in the 70s. So this is coming out, I think, it's going to premiere in April or May. Also, you know, Robert De Niro's been making this film, this HBO thing, where he plays Barney Madoff. May 20th is finally going to be on. He looks like Madoff in that.
How many Madoff movies have there been?
One. Wow. Well, there was the TV one, the cheap one. This is going to be a much more expensive one. And then there's a big film being made about the prison break called The Seduction of Joyce Mitchell. Now, does anybody remember this was a big story? Was it last year or 2 years ago? 2 years ago. This is all we talked about. Remember, she was Tilly Mitchell, the dumpy-looking prison woman, and Mac and Sweat were the two guys that tunneled out, and she helped them. You remember that? Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely. That's all we talked about for a week. Well, it's 2015, 2 years ago. So it's going to be, doesn't say where, a TV movie. Is it ABC? Something like that. I don't know, but it'll be on they're making it now. This will be great. Who should play? Tilly Mitchell.
What do they think? It looks like a pretty good match.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I would have gotten Rosie O'Donnell, although you have to have some charm. You have to be somewhat welcoming. Matt Sweater. You remember that was Governor Cuomo with the safari jacket on, with the camouflage jacket crawling through the woods, personally looking for these guys. Hey, Cuomo clearly running for president. Not only has he hired presidential Obama guys, but now he's attacking as far left as he can get. He thinks that, I guess he thinks the more mainstream Bernie Sanders, and he can get it. I think that's what he's looking at. Let's go to Yosti in Rockland County and go see.
Hey, Mark, I think that deal with the Russians in 2015 and 16 was a kosher business enough. If it was a kosher business, you should leave the Trump people alone. This was a bad business, they're all kosher business, and remember the people that use it.
Tell me, what is a kosher business?
Kosher, right.
What do you mean? What would be kosher business with the Russians?
And dealing with the Russians is a problem, it's illegal, it's criminal, and John Podesta's brother has a big problem. U.S. Bank, which was under sanctions in 2016, as you know, was only lobbying for Ukrainian.
Yeah, they bring up a good point. He's absolutely right. The Trump campaign briefly had a guy named Paul Manafort working there, but 10 years earlier, that a Russian client. The Clinton campaign's current campaign director was taking millions from the Russians. His brother's getting another $5 million to lobby for Russia. Why isn't that being investigated? I'm sure it is. No, it's not. There's no investigation. But Comey couldn't get Hillary, couldn't nail it down. So let him try this fake story. Maybe he's good at what fake investigation. Maybe he can come up with stuff. Who knows? When we come back, Linda Stacey will be here. Don't get mad. People always say, I can't listen when she's calling Trump names and sincere comment, brief for
Once in a lifetime opportunity. Savings of up to 70% off and up to $2,000 off floor models as long as they're in stock. So you can make room for new mattresses with the latest technology. Now, I love my experience in the store. Can't wait for my new bed, and I know you will too. Only at Mattress Firm.
Let's check the numbers of Wall Street. Everything is lower. The Dow down 78 points to 27,589. Nasdaq up fractionally. Actually, it's up fractionally right now. Just changed 57.93, and the S&P down 3 points at 23.40. No surprise here. U.S. prosecutors are saying that they do not support any relaxation of jail conditions for El Chapo. Lawyers for Joaquin Guzman filed a claim last week to be released from a high-security wing of the Manhattan jail cell because the conditions are causing him anxiety. Prosecutors say the tough conditions are warranted since the Mexican drug lord has already escaped from prison twice. Guzman is due back in federal court May 5th. Every day our personal information seems more and more at risk, and the numbers in New York State do back that up. Our Peter Haskell heard from New York's Attorney General on the threats that hacking poses to New Yorkers.
Protecting your personal information is more challenging than ever. Data breaches in New York State had gone up by 60%. Attorney General Eric Schneiderman said that means 1.6 million New Yorkers have their records exposed. They're committed to working to make New York's laws models for the rest of the country. Most of the data was surrendered by businesses or other third parties. In Brooklyn, Peter Haskell, WCBS News Radio 880.
WCBS News Time, 10:37. What if you could get urgent care from a world-class doctor at New York's #1 hospital while on vacation in Montauk? What if you could visit with your world-class doctor at New York's #1 hospital without leaving your couch? And what if you could receive a second opinion from a world-class doctor at New York's #1 hospital from across the nation? You can. Welcome to NYP On Demand from New York Presbyterian. Discover a suite of medical services right on your phone, tablet, or computer. Available on the NYP app at nyp.org/ondemand.
Where giving ahead comes from giving back. Where the education earns actual recognition. Where? Here. Malloy College. Money Magazine is #1 value all-star in the nation. This is Malloy College President Drubo. What makes Malloy the best value in the nation? Students come here and succeed here at rates that far exceed similar colleges. I personally invite you to discover why. Visit malloy.edu/value. Training call rates reserved.
To the roads after this.
Got 15 minutes? Search your house for that missing sock. Or instead, you could use that 15 minutes to switch to Geico. One of your feet might get cold, but it could save you hundreds on car insurance. Then, buy some new socks. And don't lose them this time.
CBS News Time, 10:38. Traffic and weather together on the 8th, sponsored by Stop at the Home Furnishings. What's going on, Chris Majet?
Well, unfortunately, no change in Paramus, southbound 17, and accident at Route 4. The delays now go back to about Midland Avenue. It's not as densely packed, so they might have just now cleared it, but it is still very slow coming down through Paramus on southbound 17. And also Route 208 southbound, south of Gospel Road. There's some roving construction work. They're just approaching Lincoln Avenue now as you come down through Hawthorne on southbound 208. Inbound Jubilee Bridge, about 5 to 10 minutes. Lincoln Tunnel looks like it's eased out completely. So is the Holland. In Brooklyn, inbound Gowanus, very, very heavy. Fort Hamilton Parkway up to the Brooklyn Bridge. More delays from McGinnis-Humboldt to the Kosciuszko Bridge. Southbound BQE heavy from the LIE down to about Tillery Street. We also have a disabled vehicle on the Grand Central westbound at 168th Street. That's got the left lane shut down. And road work today on the northbound Van Wyck in the construction zone between Main Street and Queens Boulevard. An additional lane is closed. So you've got delays back to Broadway Boulevard. That'll be out there until 2 p.m. And our next traffic update in less than 10 minutes on CBS.
And now we head on over to the CBS